Gotham has Batman. Hell's Kitchen has Daredevil. But Cleveland belongs to Night Reaper. And he is not somebody you want to play with. And he ain't here to play nice with nobody. And we're going to talk about the brutality of Night Reaper and why he is the most feared vigilante in Cleveland, if not Phenom Comics as a whole. He's unlike your typical hero, you know. Night Reaper doesn't just fight crime, he makes criminals regret ever stepping into his city. And that is a 100% fact. His military training makes him a ruthless, precision hunter. You know what I mean? He strikes fast, he hits hard. You know, sure, the brother is good. He has gunplay mastery. And he likes leaving a message in criminals written in bruises and broken bones. Now that sounds lethal. It's a little dark. It's a little gritty. But that is the tone in which we have when it comes down to Night Reaper, and I know you guys will love this character. So I wanted to just talk about basically what is it about Night Reaper, Nate, that makes him so good. So we're going to talk about this. His combat style. He's brutal, efficient, and he's ruthless. You know, he's an expert in Muay Thai, boxing, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, wrestling, and Ninjutsu, obviously, you know, for the theatricality and perception and you know, knowing how to mess with the criminals and thugs, people's heads. You know, Night Reaper is literally no joke, man. His military background, you know, and you know, his military background is he was captain of the Black Flag Special Forces unit, and he that's what shaped him. Being there on top of having other trainings is what made Night Reaper so special and so lethal in what he does. And honestly, the tragedies and the grief that he deals with doesn't do anything more. It amplifies his rage, you know, because let's be honest, one thing about Night Reaper that you guys don't understand, don't know, is that him being in Special Forces, the one thing that he wanted to do was come home and get away from the violence and the killing. Just for him to step in another war zone on his own home soil, you know what I mean? And so I wanted to get on there because there's reasons like that, by him using his tactical skills, everything that he's learned, you know, and why he's so brutal. It's the fear that he wants to put into these criminals and beat the dog breaks off of them. You know what I mean? The dog breaks, but hey, you get my point, man. He wants to show that you're stepping into the territory that I protect. Understand, once you step into Cleveland, you're in the presence of the Reaper of Souls. Now this, again, for those who don't know, he doesn't like being called the Reaper of Souls, but he sticks to that. It's basically like how Daredevil doesn't care to be called the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. Yet, you have to use that and take it and make it into something that criminals and others will fear to not try you. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and there's reasons why the criminals fear Night Reaper more than they fear the police. Again, he has, you know, it's the breaking the enemy before the fight situation. You know what I mean? He uses his Reaper persona to terrorize criminals before striking. You know, he leaves a scythe, you know, to symbolize him being the Reaper. To basically, it's a warning to other criminals. He manipulates street rumors, spreading fear to make enemies, you know, paranoid before he even arrives. You know what I mean? Similar to Batman, which was the inspiration for that. And he likes to exploit the weaknesses. He learns the enemy's habits, their fears, their flaws before engaging. And that's the psychological impact that he has on the underworld. For being that guy that manipulates the shadows, that uses the shadows. And honestly, another thing that sets Night Reaper apart is that he's not a small guy. Night Reaper is an actual big guy. So can you imagine a guy who dresses like the Grim Reaper, that's over 6 foot, right? 200 something pounds, but can move quick as hell and take you out just like that with a snap of a finger, due to being able to have that body control and peak human agility, strength, endurance, and knowing how to, use everything of his training to be able to take down criminals and put fear into the enemy. And again, just imagine you seeing a big old dude that's dressed like the Grim Reaper behind you, just coming out of the shadows. You're a criminal at night, thinking you all good, you ain't gonna be touched. You just got it like that. You're feeling yourself. And then don't let Night Reaper be the ones coming for you, because when he comes for you, you don't know it. And once you see this guy, you're going to soil your draws. I'm just keeping that straight up. The thing about Night Reaper is he has a no mercy philosophy. But the question also to you guys is, does he cross the line? Night Reaper is a character that wants to brutalize his enemies, but just enough. Not, like as for the start of him, Night Reaper is a good-hearted, him as Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks is a good-hearted man. Don't mean to harm nobody or anything like that. But when he puts on that Night Reaper, that mask, once he put that on, it's time to go to work. He has no mercy for the criminals of Cleveland that makes the streets worse and puts fear in civilians who are just trying to live their lives. The brutality of Night Reaper is understanding that he's ruthless. He's hard-hitting. Again, he's fast. He's brutal. He's one of them guys. He's one of them heroes that'll put you in a hospital. And if you heard what I said, he's skilled in Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. These are the skills you need. And then he's an expert marksman in gunplay. His shooting, his gun, his choice, his weapon of choice is a 1911 pistols, custom 1911 pistols. And for those who know that series, if you're into that and anything like that or whatever, that's there's a beautiful gun as far as I'm concerned, a beautiful thing. But yeah, it's honestly one of them things that makes him a good character to deal with. But that's one thing that I want you guys to know, and I want to see, what do you think in the comments? Talk about it. Let's talk about it. What do you think? Down below in the comments, please like, subscribe, and share, and tell me, what do you think will be next for Night Reaper and Night Reaper Origins and beyond? I'd like to thank you guys for your time. Until next video, I'll see y'all soon. Peace.